If you have anything you want to hear us talk about in the post show, that'd be great because I only have one thing, and it's sex robots, of course. So,
or if Ishmael wants to phone in, I'm sure that could be fun.
Yeah, I think it left, and actually he corrected you during the show. He's like, my name isn't fucking Ishmael.
Oh, what is it?
It's Ishmael. It's fucking biblical, dude.
Whatever.
Okay. Whatever this dude's
People
name.
mispronounce my name all the fucking time, and I got over it.
Whatever, Reb.
Whatever, Rub.
I lived through like 30 fucking years of my life with people mispronouncing my name.
It's more fun as Ishmael, I have to say. Yeah. I like the Moby Dick reference better than biblical.
Okay.
If he didn't like the name, he shouldn't have chose it.
So someone in the chat room helped me out with topics or things to talk about. I'm going to talk about sex robots because that's what I talk about.
I didn't know there was like a new development.
There was.
There's not. He just
there's an
wants
update.
to talk about it.
There's an update to a story we talked about a while ago.
So you have like a little web crawler for
I
sex
do
bot
not.
stories?
I do not. It's just
Kristen wants to talk about how Heather was right about ovulation.
Okay, well, if Heather was right about ovulation, we can talk about that. But until someone shows me evidence, I'm like, oh,
let me Google the thing. Go on, talk
no,
about your
no,
nonsense.
I'm gonna fucking Google the
Fucking
thing, and I'm
Google
gonna
whatever you want to.
Okay, so Gavin wants the essential oils lady. How'd that go? I want to actually. We'll talk about that because it's interesting.
Oh, has there been a development on that? I was waiting till Festivus.
Only personal development, but
Ovulation occurs between 12 to 14 days before your period starts, which would be 12 to 14 days after your period ends.
Yes.
And they only wait 7 days.
What did you claim?
I claim 2 weeks after the first day of your period, which is, or not ends, I'm sorry. 2 weeks after the first day of your period would be 12 to 14 days before your period starts.
That's not how math works. There's a reason your kids come to me for their math homework. Okay, but so we talked.
Don't touch me.
We talked about.
You do not have consent.
Okay. We talked about a coffee bar in London that was getting set to open, where it was going to be a fellatio bar.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So
sounds like a really good idea.
Like, there's a whole bunch of things in Europe where you can go to coffee bars and get a blowjob while you're getting your coffee, and that's cool.
For realsies?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the thing.
Like, and it's legal?
Yeah. But like, prostitution in England is not legal, right? Mm-hmm. And this guy who owns all these things in Europe said, "Oh, I'm going to open one in London." And everyone's like, how's that going to work? Because prostitution's illegal here. And it turns out, sex robots. That's what he's going to do.
Oh, just... Oh.
Aaron would also like to say that I'm right.
I don't... Is it a...
God at atheistairwaves.com. When do women ovulate? 12 to 14 days after the first day of their period.
Are you allowed to pull out your junk in public places?
Nope.
In Europe?
Nope.
So how do you?
Well, no, like, but
or do they just put a screen over it and then whatever happens under there is your business?
I don't know what happens in Europe. I'm an American. I don't know.
You also don't know what happens in ovaries. You're a dude.
How would you know when you're okay?
To save face, I'm just going to agree with Heather no matter what she says. I don't care if she's wrong or not. I'm going to agree with Heather.
It's probably a smart maneuver. It's much smarter than what I'm doing right now.
See, Ishmael's here.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, like, they're gonna have, like, I don't know, disembodied heads, like latex heads that you can, like, get head from. Not exactly what I had in mind with sex robots, but
I'd imagine like they get real grody real quick.
But the other thing is, like,
plus, like, I'd hate to be the person who has to clean those. I was like, well, give me your fleshlight, thank you, sir. I will go clean this out with the.
Has anyone purchased pornography like at a 7-Eleven or anything?
I've never purchased pornography in my life, dude. I'm 33. That shit's been free for days.
The internet, yeah.
Right?
The closest I've got to that was like the free DVDs, like Adam and Eve sends with like a purchase of over $100.
I've been watching porn way before Adam and Eve was a thing. Like the original
saying,
ones.
Like, before the internet, I assume people went into, like, there are still, you go into 7-Eleven, there are, like, you know, all those magazines there. Someone's buying those. And someone right?
Sure.
Or they wouldn't have them.
Or the clerk's just like, well, I need something to look at during the slow nights.
Right. Okay. So, I'm just saying that it seems like that would be embarrassing to go in and, there's someone behind the thing. It's like, oh, I want, and, big boobed bonanza. That's what I.
Well, if you're in a safe space where people accept that, like 7-Eleven,
then a safe space. 7-Eleven is safe space. Is that
where they don't judge you on your porn needs?
That's not what happens at 7-Eleven. I'm just saying, like, how much harder is it to walk into a coffee bar that is also like, and you're also going to masturbate into this.
Well, 7-Eleven's not known for their pornography selection. I assume this coffee bar would be known for their sex robot.
Like, it would already be awkward. Like, I want like this and this and this.
Was it awkward going to like a strip club?
Like a Slurpee.
Could you just read the chat room for me? Just read the chat room. I need you to do.
We're talking about sex robots right now.
We're talking about sex robots because the entire chat room proves what I'm saying is correct.
Like I said, I agree with Heather.
I have a vagina, so we're just going to go ahead and assume that I'm fucking stupid. And even though I have 2 kids, caught them both on the first try.
How would having kids help you with that?
Because I planned it and I looked at a fucking calendar.
Okay, so it's not having kids. It's actually looking at
a calendar and being correct about when my fucking ovulation is because they're my fucking ovaries.
I think usually, and the chat room is saying one thing. I think actually the normal way that they measure it is 12 to 14 days before the start.
Yeah.
The first day of. That's the start of.
Right. It's before the start of. It's not measured 12 to 14 days after the first day. After the first day of.
That was my
And the
point.
reason is that different women have different cycles.
Right. Heather's correct.
And
Absolutely.
some of them aren't accurate.
Because one time I said something about a period, and apparently that was bad. So, Heather, you are so smart.
Ishmael in the chat room says her 2 kids at least prove she's had sex 2 more times than Rep.
That there is proof for that. So.
Right? No. Okay. So if you want to count it, my last couple cycles, they've been on 28 days. I have a note.
How many of your cycles have been on 28 days?
The last couple.
Okay.
No, seriously. Okay, look. I got notes right here in my iPhone. They say Shark Week. And I've got all the dates right here. We can cut them down to 28, which is after the first day my period starts.
Absolutely, Heather. Absolutely.
Okay. So anyway, would anyone feel comfortable walking into a...
I would feel the same as I do when I walk into a strip club.
Really?
I mean, because if that's the point of the coffee shop, is to get your dick sucked by a robot. Which would be, I mean, when I go to a strip club, the point is to have some lady gyrate all over my junk. So, I mean, that's the point of going there. So if I decide to go there, I'm gonna feel weird like the first time because it'll be a new experience. But after the first time, because I will go multiple times, it wouldn't be a big deal to me.
I'm just saying, like, isn't it a little different between going to a strip club with actual human beings?
You don't think there's gonna be other human beings in the coffee shop?
And going to a coffee shop where it's just like heads that you put on your dick.
That sounds amazing.
No, I'm not debating that. I'm just saying, like, isn't there like an extra stigma?
I think it would be the same, like I said, the same, because that's what you're going there for. If you've already decided you're going to go there, you shouldn't feel any more awkward than you would for any other experience in that realm. If I go to a prostitute,
and do though are 2 different things.
Like, the first time I'll have jitters, like, ooh, this is new, But I mean, yeah.
And there's gonna be Christians on the sidewalk taking pictures of your license plate.
No, okay, dude.
Not gonna park like a block away.
There's never been a worse experience. When I went to get my abortion here in Corpus Christi, it was like local office election time.
Oh, the people protesting the clinic.
Fucking tons of them protesting the clinic. News was out there.
Take selfies with the protesters.
Like all the people. They were like, you're a horrible person. I'm like, you're not going to pay child support. you know.
Heather's right.
And you know what's weird is they didn't offer. They weren't like, you know what, we'll help you support this kid. We understand that you're newly divorced, that you don't have the best job because you hadn't had one in 5 years, et cetera, et cetera. They were just like, you're horrible. And I was like, I?
Well, some try to help, and they're very devious with their help.
They didn't even try to help. They just wanted to throw signs in my face.
It always feels better to just pummel people with, your stuff.
Right.
Instead of actually doing real progressive work.
Joshua in the chat room says, better watch Heather. She is shark weeking, which is like a brave thing to say to someone
who's only a wall away from you.
Like in the other room. I mean, dude. That's what?
I don't know. I feel like most everyone in the chat room agrees with Heather. So I'm going to go with consensus on this.
Previous in the chat room asks if there were any helpers of the clinic, and that he's done that once and it was an awesome experience. I've never done that, but I mean,
we've had people in the group that have done it though.
Yeah.
Susan and Amanda have done it.
No, like escorts or whatever. I mean, not those kind of. That'd be a weird place to escort.
Would it be though? Not if you were a male escort.
They're super sensitive at that time.
I'm just saying we're obviously hoes. We're in there to get an abortion. So. I get to say that because I've had one. Shut up.
That's right. I agree with Heather on that. So
no, there weren't any escorts. Also, don't need one. What was someone going to do? Punch me in the stomach?
They might. But would it have been nice to have support, though? I mean, I would think it would be nice, even if you don't need it,
Well,
Maybe.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
But also, it's Corpus. There's not going to be any of those people.
Yeah, unless it was like us.
Right? It's if it's not Corpus Christi Atheists, it doesn't exist.
I didn't see any of you there, and it was before my time with you.
Well,
so.
what year was it?
2011.
Yeah, we were.
But they protest like every single day. I'd have to make that my entire life if I want to counter protest that shit. So
that clinic's closed down.
Yeah, it's closed now.
Anyway,
yeah, but back when it was open,
we were
day.
there right before it closed. We went and kind of protested there. They had a prayer vigil outside of that clinic, and
if I could have timed that correctly, I totally would have had like my abortion out there with you guys,
and then just like throw the remains at the praying people.
Again, you know what? They at that point in the pregnancy, it all looks like blood clots. You sorted out.
And it goes up and down. I went to 2 different abortions, and no protesters out there.
Yeah. So what about that essential oils lady?
Oh, that's right. That's the other thing. So we talked last week about the essential oils lady.
I feel bad because I didn't follow up. I was like, hey.
You should.
Well, explain the situation because I don't even know what's going on.
Okay, so she posted a status about how essential oils were like the new antibiotics. And... Well,
I unfollowed her, so I don't see her stuff.
Okay.
Anymore, so.
Well, so chill because like Heather challenged her and said, "Hey,
oh shit, you should have tagged me.
Do you have like a third party, evidence for the effectiveness of essential oils as
Did she post that video of that high school science project?
No.
Okay, good.
But like she posted an article, and it was a legit article, and I don't want to say like I've done exhaustive research into the article. I just did, like, usually when people like that post an article like that, it takes me like 10 minutes and I'm...
Well, you only skim through like the first 2 paragraphs.
Yeah. And it's like, whatever, we've figured it out. This actually is almost kind of legit.
Oh, well, what's the essential oil that's the antibiotic?
Is it like a topical antibiotic? Because I can see that.
What they're saying is, so, I mean, the article she posted, it wasn't for humans, it was for animals. So what she was saying, what the point of the article was that we use a shit ton of antibiotics in our meat. So,
right.
Cows, chickens, all that stuff.
Helps beef them up, yeah.
Whole bunch, and that contributes a lot to these super viruses who are resistant to antibiotics. And what they said was that there is a scientific study that shows that like certain essential oils are effective in preventing the same kind of diseases that these animals get, and maybe we should use those instead so that we don't create these super viruses or bacteria or whatever. And
well, I thought also the point of the antibiotics in meat was it also helps pump up their meat and everything.
I thought that was the steroids.
No. They like pump them with, not just to keep them from getting sick, but also it helps produce more meat. The antibiotics, from what I'm aware of. I could be wrong about that though.
That's what I agree with that, but I thought what they used to pump up more meat was steroids.
I'm sure that they might do that too.
And the antibiotics is to keep things like infection down, because there can only be, by USDA standards, so much pus in meat.
Yeah, there's a standard for that. Yeah, I remember about that. Yeah.
No, I'm not playing games with you, Ferris.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't do exhaustive research into it, but I did enough that I'm like, oh, this is almost kind of legit.
Well, the antibiotics in meat, yeah, sure, but that's not. I mean, what's the essential oil stuff? Yeah.
Well, it's an animal study showing that it can prevent disease in animals, infections in animals, and so I was like, oh, okay, it's not a human study, but it's legit anyway. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be as effective as antibiotics, but there is an effect. There's a measurable scientific effect.
But is she posting that saying like, "Oh, we should give this to our animals," or is she saying that,
no,
we should do it for humans?
Do it for us. Yeah.
And that's
okay. Well,
where the issue is.
I feel like most animals are going to be far less exposed to antibiotics, so maybe a minimal amount.
Well, I mean, my problem is,
work.
If she had posted a thing saying, "Oh, you should give these certain essential oils to your animals. There's shown to be a measurable improvement to their health if you do that," I can kind of almost see that. But whenever you cross over to, we should give it to humans, and that'll help cure your shit because it helped a cow once. I don't think that's a good way of marketing your product. It's dangerous.
As far as I know, my dog has never had antibiotics, so I am sure that they may have a very effective effect on him. However, I've had so much penicillin that I've developed an allergic reaction to it.
I was allergic to penicillin from birth, so.
I was not originally, and then I had so much that I became allergic to it. So, I mean, yeah, I guess if something hasn't been exposed very much to a thing,
I mean, I think it's
more effective than somebody who has.
I think it's great to do more research with the animals, potentially maybe do some human studies, but those studies have not been done yet. And to say you should use these essential oils instead of antibiotics, that's dangerous, and it could kill people.
No, I agree with that.
But
it's not like.
And also, she posted one.
Right, but it's not total nonsense. I mean, it's not absolute.
Whenever you say humans should use it, it's nonsense. There is no study for humans. It's still nonsense.
It's suggestive. It's still suggestive.
Well, sure, suggest all you want, but don't say, and now buy my doTERRA product to cure your fucking malaria.
No, I agree with that. And let me hit this homeopathy story real quick while we're talking about this. Homeopathy took a hit in the United States in the last couple of weeks. The FTC took a bewildering stance that homeopathic.
What? Wait. What?
Homeopathic remedies must now present reliable scientific evidence for any health claims they make about their products if they want to sell them in the United States.
Well, when they say health claims, they're saying one person took it and they reported to us that it seemed to help their dementia.
No, if you're selling, this is a fever reducer, you have to actually have scientific backup to say this reduces fever.
Yeah, but then on the box they'll just say 2 people took it and they said it helped.
No, that's right. But here's the other thing. They say, you can sell it anyway, even if it doesn't, that's not scientific evidence. That's anecdotal evidence.
Right, but they're not saying it reduces fever. It said 2 people said it did. Right. You should buy this now.
But if that's what they have, the FTC also says you have to put 2 things on your label. One is that you have to say there is no scientific evidence that this product works. You have to say that. The other one is that you have to say this product's claims are based only on theories of homeopathy from the 1700s that are not accepted by most modern medical experts. So
I don't want anything based on the 1700s. I don't want clothing, mattresses,
leeches,
like medicine. I don't want anything based on the 1700s.
Well, there's not any medical practices that we still use that were valid then that we do now.
Probably no. No, I don't. I haven't even done any research into it. I'm gonna say no.
I gotta assume there's at least a couple that were good then and are still good now. I gotta assume at least that much.
You have as much evidence as I do for saying nope.
I mean,
Like, they couldn't even sterilize shit back then. They like soaked it in whiskey.
Well, out of the millions of medical practices, at least one of those million practices has to at least still be good today.
I don't think there were a million practices back then. I think there were like leeches and like blackbirds pecking at your ears. No shit, that was a thing.
I'm sure it was.
It was. They were like, you have an ear infection? Let's have a blackbird peck at it. Fuck?
Here's the only thing that I see.
Ishmael says, Reb, shut up.
I agree with that. I didn't even know what it's about.
Reb,
but
shut up.
In general, just... but... Here's my thing, is how hard would it be to set up a lab that will just churn out results for that say, oh yeah, this totally works. That happens already. We have a guy
does it all the time.
UT Austin who like will do research that will consistently show that gay people can't be parents or it's awful. It's bullshit research, but he does it and he's with a reputable university. Like, it's a good step in the right direction. I'm glad the government is finally saying something about it.
You'll have to be a well-funded homeopathic seller to do it, but they exist already.
Not even. I mean, if you're a homeopathic seller and you are one of, like, thousands of companies who are putting this shit out and you're all putting in a dime, I mean, you know.
Yeah. But then they all have to coordinate at that point, which can be pricey.
All it means is that it'll be more expensive to get your homeopathic bullshit off.
So maybe less people will be able to afford it, and they'll actually go to the doctor.
And CVS, motherfuckers, stop selling this shit. What the fuck are you even doing? I mean, it's like it's right next to real medicine, and it's like similarly priced.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
CVS likes money, and stupid people spend money on stupid
things.
But
I mean, if they weren't selling that, wouldn't the same people be buying actual medicine?
No, because they're gonna be like, oh, well, I could just buy it from doTERRA. Oh, my local CVS sells it. Oh, I'll just go there and get it. Yeah, I mean
you're right.
It's a market to be exploited, and if you have a brick and mortar store, you might as well sell it there if you know people are going to spend money on it.
Dude, Ishmael keeps nailing me to the wall. Fuck you already, okay? Fuck you.
He's going to be on the show next week. I'm going to have him on the show next week. And
I don't want to be on the show next week.
I'll sit out on the next show.
You can... no.
It can just be you and Ishmael on the next show, Christian.
Replace me with Ishmael.
It's the new Atheist Airwaves is going to be me and Ishmael. That's what it's going to be.
I'm not paying $1 for that shit.
I think you should go on his podcast.
You could give me $1 to watch
so many more people would be paying $1.
I think we should go on his podcast too.
All right. We will see you guys next week, 7:30 Central. Not ish. We started on time.
We started on time today.
Yeah, we did.
7:30.
Love you guys. We'll see you next week.
$.
See ya.
Bye.